Look at those rafters. Hello and welcome to our Scottish Croft House. If you're new here, we made an offer on this little croft house on our honeymoon in Scotland almost a year ago, and we've just returned from Australia to start work. Alrighty, I'm going to head upstairs and have a look. I've not actually ever been upstairs. Clancy's been up a couple of times. You went up when we first came, or on the second time? No, I've never even poked my head up.
For a treat.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, let's go. Alrighty, first time. Oh, on the second level. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, the view. Okay, so just step on these two. Oh, this feels scary. Oh, that's like a leg off like a table or something. Did you see that? Like a turned leg. Oh, this feels really scary actually. Oh, that window's blown in. Yay! Wow. It is beautiful up here, isn't it?
It's tall.
Oh, it's so tall. And the rafters look so good. Yeah, we need to work out a way to keep them original. Just redo the roof, don't you think? Wow. I can see Dawn and Ian's through the roof. I literally just see it through the roof. Wow. Finally made it up onto the second floor. We've got a fireplace here. We've got like a little built-in sort of cupboard here, or what would this have been?
Amanda found out yesterday.
I can't remember.
Window.
That's right. It's actually a window. So when our friends were here the other day, she said, oh, I wonder if that's a window. And we went and checked and it was all blocked up. Like it was a window once upon a time. So we'd love to reinstate that because obviously it's going to be quite dark in here. I'm really not a fan of skylights. So, and we want the exterior to look just like as it would have looked back in the day. So that's, yeah, we're leaning away from skylights. There's obviously a lot of natural light here at the moment because, like our favourite DIYer says, I don't think you're meant to see the sky out your roof. I hope you caught that, the context of that one, Mr. Dick Strawbridge. And yeah, so we've got a lot of natural light at the moment, but once this roof gets fixed, some of that will be shut out. So it will be a sort of darker, moodier space, and we'll just lean into that. And yeah, I'm thinking just some beautiful antique freestanding pieces of furniture and keeping it still feeling very rustic and primitive. And yeah, just with those little creature comforts that make you feel relaxed and at home, which will be exciting. There is already a Pinterest board. I think there was a Pinterest board the minute we made the offer, so there's lots of ideas floating around, but we would love to keep these beautiful, like original exposed rafters and sarking boards. The whole roof though will need to be sealed and waterproofed, so yeah, some big hurdles to get over there, but this trip is really just about stopping any further damage from happening before next winter, which is just around the corner. Feels scary. You sure it's solid?
Yeah.
Promise? Wow. This is the money shot here.
You can see the timber. There's holes in that.
We've got multiple holes in the roof. It's a beautiful slate roof too. Got that chimney, fireplace over there. We're desperate to see photos. We don't know if we're gonna get any photos, but we've been looking through the Johnston collection, which is a huge collection of photos in the Highland, or this region, Wick, which is our closest town. Look at that view.
I found all these little nails which are holding on what would have been a...
Like hessian?
some type of material. Like
Yeah.
you can see a bit here, like a wallpapery type.
Mm.
Looks like it's got a bit of a pattern on it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Papery.
Mm. I think this is what they mean when they say, don't look down. from the second story window. Look at it. Cows are out grazing. The ocean just looks so beautiful. Another really cool thing that we discovered when we were digging out all of the manure inside was these beautiful slate steps and slate that leads all the way out into the garden, which was just really exciting. It was again covered in about 500 millimeters of rotting manure. This stuff was quite wet and sloppy, so when we started digging into it we thought, oh, what have we done? And then we had this amazing and exciting surprise when we found the slate underneath. These are our manure piles. So as you can see, there's a lot out here. I keep saying that people are going to come from far and wide to see this garden with all of that amazing organic matter. And you can also see the view now as well. It's pretty spectacular. We're right on the water here, and it's even more beautiful down on the coastline there on the cliffs. And I can see us having many a picnics down there, especially when the weather's this good. Don't know if you can see this here, but we've actually got the remnants of an electric fence. Clancy and I set this up after we made an offer on the place last October, just before we came back to Australia to try and keep the cows out. We love the cows, they're so beautiful, and don't worry, they have another shed to shelter in, but they do a bit of damage when it comes to the house, so we need to try and keep them away from the house and just enjoy them over grazing in the distance. And to be honest, they've actually totally lost interest in us now, haven't they? They originally were just like rushing in and wanted to see what we were doing, and now they've not been bothered to come sort of any closer than they are just now. Let's go have a look at the barns. So you can see here we've got a nice long barn out the back. We're told that this would have been where the animals were kept over winter. All of the animals here, I think except for sheep, get barned over winter, so they go inside and they live inside for the winter up here, because we're right up north. It's very harsh winter. So the crofters that we hear probably had some cattle, and they would have lived in these barns over winter. They would have also probably grown their own hay and straw to actually look after the animals over winter, and that would have also probably lived in here. Again, we're having to go off what other people have told us, because we don't obviously know what happened, but there was once a roof on here. It was a gable roof, and we've got 3 separate rooms. So this is definitely part of the house that's in the worst shape, but we're really excited to bring it back to life. We're actually really looking forward to seeing if there is also a floor down in here. We have no idea. They're completely overgrown with weeds, and there's also a lot of slates and things that have come off the roof, and obviously stones that are coming out as well. So we need to first off just barricade the cows from coming in. So that's what Clancy's done, is he's put some stuff up to stop them from coming in, knocking out the stone. And then we'll need to go through and pick up all of the slates and rocks and start sort of sorting them out, so that we can hopefully preserve them and maybe be able to reuse some of them too. Alrighty, let's take a little walk down to the cliffs. I feel like we can't do a house tour without it, because it's such a big part of why we are so in love with this space. Let's have a little look. There's the house. Just love this walk. It feels very special, and I just have this sort of dream of just coming down with a cup of tea or a flask of tea maybe, picnics. There are ropes down here that you can get right down into the little inlet and potentially swim. There's also a lobster trawler that comes and collects lobster each day. So, I mean, it's a pretty special place. At least we think so. Alrighty, we've made it down to the cliffs, and I'm going to flip the camera so you can see exactly what we've been talking about and how beautiful it is. It's such a beautiful, clear, sunshiny day here, which is definitely not always the case. I actually love a good gloomy day, but this is spectacular in the sunshine, so have a little look. It's just so special. It's like such a beautiful and unique landscape. Can't help but pinch yourself when you're standing here. Have a look at that. That is something so special. Alrighty, that concludes our little house tour. We really must get back to work.
Yeah, go get some work done.
We're going to try our very best to document as much of this journey as we can. We will be travelling back and forth from Australia to Scotland, so join us. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything, and we can't wait to bring you along this amazing adventure. Alrighty, see you next time. Bye.
See ya.